Hey guys, morning. Happy Friday. Let me go set up the room real quick and then we can get started. It's 6:21 right now, Friday, December 3rd. It is NFP, so we got to be careful, but I will be looking for any possible trades. So let me just go and set everything up real quick and then we can get started with our analysis. Let's go ahead. All right, cool. Let me get this link sent out to you guys for the premium. Good. All right, cool. So let me go ahead and finish setting up the room real quick. All right, people are making their way in right now, so I'm going to give it a few more minutes for people to make their way into the room, and then we can get started with our analysis. All right, cool. Looks good for the most part. All right, guys, morning. Today is Friday, December 3rd. It is 6:22 right now. Market is opening in about 2 minutes. You guys got to keep in mind that today is NFP, so we're going to be a bit careful. I mean, this whole week's been risky all together, but today is obviously NFP. So same as any NFP, I don't plan on taking anything specific, but if I do see something really good, obviously I'll take a trade. However, if it's too risky, then we're going to sit it out. But if I do see something good, I'll point it out for you guys. So if you guys have questions, mostly today is going to be an analysis day, and for me to answer any questions that you guys have. Other than that, let's see who's here. Morning, Rick. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Randy. Yeah, Rick said, okay, I'm here and we can get started. Definitely. Randy said pick a juicy one. Definitely. Yeah, I'm going to be looking for one that lines up with, with pretty much all of the requirements for, I'll leave this off right now until we have the market open. But basically one that has like a triple confluence like we've been looking for, because those like almost always hit. So I'm going to do that. Probably increasing the lot size too, since I'm looking for like just one trade. Hey, David, morning. Morning, Orain. Morning, Matt. Morning, everyone. Morning, Maria. All right, cool. So hopefully everyone had a great trading week so far. I didn't really trade much this week. I traded on Monday with you guys. I made some pretty good wins on Monday, so I didn't really trade much on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday due to the heavy news with regard to Powell and Yellen speaking. Today, again, NFP, so another heavy news day. So it's a bit risky, but if I see something really good, then I'll take it. However, right now, it's in a bit of a risky area. So let's go ahead and just analyze everything real quick, and then we'll get started with our bias. So like looking over here at the retail sentiment, it's currently 54% long, meaning that retail traders are currently, majority of them are on the long side, but it's only 54%, so it's not very much. So it's more on the neutral side rather than heavy majority on the long side. Looking over here at the futures data, it's currently 129 points in the green. So this looks like it's currently bullish. So the fundamental analysis is currently bullish right now. However, we'll see what happens when the market opens in 5 minutes, whether it stays bullish or whether it comes back down. Looking at the looking over here at the NFP news, it was actually, well, employment change was good. Unemployment rate was good too. Labor productivity was good. However, earnings were low, and non-farm employment change was low too. So it was a toss-up, right? Like employment change was up, but the change for employment was down for non-farm employment. So overall employment was good. Non-farm employment was down, meaning that, obviously like farming jobs and stuff like that are up with it being included, but with the non-farm jobs, it was actually negative. So, which is weird because it's getting close to the holidays. You expect people to be working. But I mean, we'll see what happens with the market. Since it's such a toss up, it's not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. You can see right here that it kind of faked people out at 5:30 when the news came out. It dropped and it came back up and it dropped right back down. And then it came back up. It's not really a market that you want to play around in because it's still wishy-washy in both directions. So you guys definitely want to be careful with the trades, and you probably want to make sure that you confirm the direction first. Because the thing is, this could be another fake out. Like this thing faked out to the bottom and it came right back up. But then this could have been another fake out to the top and then it just shoots right back down, right? Really don't know what's going to happen here. So we're going to wait for, that full confirmation before we enter anything. Anyways, looking over at the technicals. So currently right now, the 1 minute is currently, it's indecisive. Reason for that is because trend meter is green and price is slightly below the pivots. So there's really no direction here that's been confirmed. It's kind of just going sideways at this point with regards to the 1 minute. Looking over at the 3 minute, this is currently bullish, but it's starting to make its way back down. So as you guys can see for the 3 minute and 1 minute, it's a bit indecisive. Looking over here at the 10 minute, clean this up a little bit. This is actually it's bullish, but it's coming back down as well. Because you can see how close it is to the pivots, right? So for the 10 minute, 3 minute, and a 1 minute, they're all pretty much indecisive at this point. The 1 minute is more so on the bearish side, but we'll see what happens from here because price did reject off this New York high from yesterday. And it might be making its way all the way back down, but who knows? We'll see what happens when the market opens in 3 minutes to confirm the direction with the fundamentals. Once we have the fundamentals, we can confirm what way we'll be looking to be trading for the day. Other than that, morning, Peter. Morning, Miles. Morning, everyone. So hopefully you guys had a great week so far. Today's Friday NFP. Just a reminder, it's going to be a risky day to trade today. All right, we got 2 minutes till market open. When the market opens shortly, we can confirm the fundamental bias. Once we can confirm that, we can kind of have somewhat of a bias to trade it. I don't think it's going to be one-sided though. I think it's going to be kind of just back and forth. I think the fundamentals are going to be pretty much neutral. Like I could kind of see this being half and half with regard to green and red stocks, but I don't know. We'll see what happens when the market fully opens so that we can confirm it for ourselves. All right, so market is opening about 1 minute and 15 seconds. Morning, Fudme, morning, Delmas, morning, everybody. So if you guys are trading today, make sure to be a bit careful. Don't hop into stuff right away. Make sure that you have that full confirmation. So we'll check for the breakout first. If we do get a breakout here, well, depending on how this candle here closes, we currently have a sell momentum right here, but this right here is a pending buy momentum. So we'll see what happens shortly, but it's between two session highs and session lows. Yeah, this green line right here is a New York session high, and this is the Asia session high as well. So let's see what happens. Market is opening in about 30 seconds. All right, we got 15 seconds till market open. We got 10 seconds. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The market is now open. So looking at the market right here, you can see we have a bullish buy signal that's pending, which you can see it's hasn't closed yet, it's still pending. So as you can see, price came up, rejected off the New York high right here, and then just came right back down. Let's see what happens after this candle. This candle closes as a strong red candle. This is technically going to be a sell for the breakout. However, the fundamentals here are bullish. So you can see that it's 102 points in the green. Looking over here at the stock index, it's mostly green, but it's it's kind of a toss up right here as well. It's not really like super one-sided. And you can see that this candle here has big wicks on both sides. Huge wick on the top side, huge wick on the bottom side. not necessarily a candle that I would like to enter off. So there we go, right there. We have a bullish bias though. So looking over here at the average, it's not very strong. It's probably gonna be below 100 points now. Yeah, it's 96 points, 102 points. Price is going back and forth um, with regard to the bias here. So this is why you guys want to wait for the confirmation, because right now price is just going back and forth. It's not necessarily going one way or the other. It's kind of just bouncing up and down at this point until we get that confirmation. So I'll put a high right here. And then I'll put a low right here for now. Next high is going to be, there's a couple highs. I mean, there's a lot of highs here that have been bouncing around. So there's a couple right there. And then there's a couple sells, not sells, but lows here as well. So there we go with price pushing to the upside. I'll just turn this off for now. You can see that our bias earlier was bullish and it pushed the upside. We still would need a buy signal though in order for us to confirm that breakout. It doesn't look like I'm going to be taking the breakout even if it does come up, because it is, I mean, it's just way too heavy right now. Like this candle is way too big. Even if this candle was to close, this would technically be a confirmation of a bullish entry for a breakout if it closes with the buy signal and there's little to no wick on the top side. However, it's too big of a candle, so it's probably going to have to pull back a bit before it continues to push up higher. All right, so let's see what happens here. So as you can see, price is following with the fundamentals, right? You can see price pulled back and then it shot right back up because the fundamentals were green. This is why I focus on fundamentals first before I look over at anything else. Because if the fundamentals are still green and they're pretty high above 100 points and they're stable above there, then price is probably going to keep pushing up to the upside. As you can see right here, it did not close with the buy signal and it didn't close with a strong green candle. So there's no entry for a breakout with that candle right there. Other than that, let's see what happens next. You can see prices kind of bouncing back and forth. There's no clear direction. So, I mean, I'm obviously not going to be taking the breakout, but we'll keep following to see. We have about 2 minutes until the breakout is invalidated. Usually the breakout needs to be taken within the first 5 minutes. It's 6:33 right now. It's about to be 6:34. 6:35, if the entry does not come up, then there's not going to be a breakout for the day. All right, there's some news right here. CNBC says stocks gain on Friday to close out volatile week, triggered by Omicron fears. Yeah, let's see if there's anything else here. Yeah, nothing aside from the obvious. You can see the volatility right here. On Friday, it was negative 905. Monday, it was positive 236. Tuesday, it was negative. So Friday, negative 900, Monday, positive 200, Tuesday, negative 600, Wednesday, negative 400, and then yesterday, positive 600 points. So as you can see, price is bouncing around heavily. And it just, it's just a risky time to be trading. That's why I didn't really trade too much this week, because I did trade last COVID and I knew how risky it was that time. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw some highs and lows over here. It doesn't look like we're going to have a breakout here. I mean, technically, if this closes with a strong green candle, meaning little to no wick on the top side, this would technically be a breakout entry, but obviously you can see it didn't close. So with that said, price is coming right back down. No surprise here. Price is still bouncing around erratically. Going back over here to the fundamentals, let's close this. Back to the fundamentals over here, refreshing this. It's currently at 93 points. So you can see it's not stable above 100 points, right? You want it to be stable above 100 points before you start taking trades with that bias. If price keeps bouncing below 100 and above 100, you can see that price isn't really, or the price is moving, but the bias hasn't really been confirmed with regard to the fundamentals. So you guys want to be a bit careful. I'm not looking to take any trades right now. Obviously, I'm just waiting for something to present itself. And then if something does present itself, I'm going to be looking at the the daily average to see where it's sitting. All right, so this technically right here would have been the breakout. Reason for it being the breakout is that it's a strong red candle. It also closed with a sell signal right there. This happened at 6:35, so it happened on the very last candle that it could have appeared at. This right here would have been the breakout, but I wouldn't have taken it because the fundamentals are still bullish. They're not really strong bullish, but they are still bullish. So it's not one that I would take. You can see right here, the fundamentals are currently 85 points in the green, but you can see that price is coming down from here. So I'm not going to follow this breakout because it's not one that I would take necessarily. But I'm just going to show you, I'm showing you guys that, this would technically be the breakout. Reason for that's because we have this time period between 6:30 to 6:35. 6:30 was right here to 6:35, which is right here where the candle came up. And, just a reminder, what you're looking for to take this breakout is you're looking for a trade in the direction of momentum. So right here, we had a sell signal. And on top of that, you need to confirm that it's a sell signal with a strong candle in that direction. So for example, we have a sell signal here with a candle that's strong, bearish. And the reason for that is because it's a big red candle with little to no wick on the bottom side. With that said, this would confirm a strong bearish move. However, the red flag here was the fact that fundamentals are bullish. So I wouldn't have taken the trade either way. But if you were to disregard the fundamentals, then obviously that would have been the entry for you. For me, you guys know how I trade. I like to confirm fundamentals. I also like to confirm retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is neutral right now. So our main deciding factor here with regard to our bias would be the fundamentals. However, the bias here for the fundamentals isn't strong either. So, just an explanation for you guys there. I'm not in the trade. I don't recommend anyone take it because it is against the fundamentals. So at this point, we're going to draw the highs and the lows, and we'll start looking for some scalps here. All right, so got the high-low scalp right there. Got the pivot scalp right there. And we got the intraday momentum here. So I'm looking for an entry that fits all of these requirements here, right? So I want an entry that lines up with pretty much all of these requirements here. If I get one that lines up with all of these here, then I'll take it because it's almost guaranteed to hit because it's been hitting almost every time. Literally every trade that I take that hits, because you've seen my trades for the past couple of weeks, I don't lose any trades. I look for these trades here specifically. I'm looking for one that has a triple confluence, basically 3 strategies in 1 candle. If I get that, then I'll take it. Otherwise, I'm going to be careful and I'm going to be waiting for this to appear. There's no rush. There's no need to rush and there's no need to force any trades, especially on a day like this. You only want to have the absolutely best trade with the highest probability for a day like this because it is NFP. So you guys want to be very careful. So the thing is, if I get an entry like this with all of these strategies that line up, I disregard everything. I don't look at fundamentals. I don't look at retail sentiment because the momentum from this is going to be very strong if all of these line up. So just something for you guys to keep in mind. Nice. Paul said he made 1,000 off the double wick projection. So he made some profit off of the, trying to see where he took it from. I'm assuming from, we might have taken it on maybe NASDAQ because I don't see it here on the US 30. Yeah, I don't see an entry off this. He probably took it off the NASDAQ because Paul's been, he usually trades the NASDAQ. Let's see. Might have taken this one right here or this one right here. Yeah, I don't see an entry here, Paul. I'm not sure which one you took. You said you took it off US 30 because there's no double wick entry there. There's no double wick there. None there. Not one right there either. Yeah, I don't see it. Maddie doesn't see it either. I'm not sure if we might be missing something. Maybe you see something different. Or maybe you're on a different broker data. But yeah, in order to take a variation like that, you need something like this right here. Like you need to reject off it specifically. Here, let's see. Paul just posted it right here. Oh, I see. Yeah, this wouldn't be considered a variation though. I mean, you can take it that way if you're applying like a different strategy of your own, but in order for it to be a variation, it would have to be a double wick off the low or a high. Um, nice, Scotty locked in some profit right here. You locked in about 500 bucks off US 30. Nice work, Scotty. But yeah, I see which one you took. You took this one right here, but this wouldn't be considered a variation because it wasn't considered the low. But also it wasn't considered a. It would have to be a double wick rejection off the same point. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I've seen that before too. I've done that before where it's double wick, and you kind of just see the push to the upside. So yeah, no, great work off that, Paul. Yeah, I used to use something like that before too until I figured out it was super risky. Because so an entry like that is kind of it's kind of subjective, right? Um, like for me, I like having rule based. Like I like having set in stone rules that don't change. But I would take some stuff like that too, like pretty much where you see momentum pushing to the upside, you have double wick projection like that, and it's a big wick. Like I would usually take stuff like that, especially on days like NFP. There used to be this strategy that I would follow before, where I would look for the big wicks. If I saw a big wick, I would take a trade in the opposite way. So like for example, here we saw big wicks on the bottom side, right on open. I would have taken a buy there, and it would have pushed up pretty nicely. However, it's super risky because it's something that shows up a lot. Like for example, you could have saw this right here, you could have saw this right here. Whichever one you saw first, you could take either one. Yeah, not great work, Paul. Making a profit off that there. So I'm just moving the lows and the highs farther as price continues to push. Just keep in mind that we need at least 5 candles before we can establish a new high or a new low. This high right here is established because 5 candles have passed, and it has not been tested. This low right here just keeps pushing lower and lower. So as it continues to push lower and lower, it establishes a new low from there. So we got a low right here. This is pretty much the next one up. Until this one here is done moving, then we'll move that as the we'll move the new low to that candle there. Currently right now, nothing much. Gotcha. Yeah, Paul said it's taking it easy right now so you can get out of this hole. Yeah, no, it's a smart move, Paul. You don't want to take any risky trades today. Only stuff that's like super clear, right? You don't want to take anything that you're going to be worried about. I'd be really wary about taking any sells right here because this thing might just shift all the way back up. Still bullish right now, but it's starting to shift to the sell side, which is completely fine. There's no need for us to be stuck in with one bias for the entire day. We're just looking for that bias to confirm. Once we have that bias, we can continue to trade in that direction. However, right now, the bias is pretty much neutral. All right, we got this dropping a little further. See what we got here. Nice. Jay said it hit TP on the breakout. So yeah, if you guys are still following the breakout from earlier, it was this candle right here. If you guys remembered, it actually hit the TP off the breakout. So it looks like Jay actually caught it. So as you guys remember, I was discussing the breakout earlier for the sell. Whoever caught the breakout, full TP. As you guys can see, the strategies here still work perfectly fine. It's just I'm not taking these trades because it's too risky. You know how you can see how right here how close it got to the stop loss. It didn't hit the stop loss, rejected off the New York high, and then came crashing all the way back down. So great work to whoever caught it. If you guys want to go back and see how I analyze that for a sell, you guys can just rewind the replay a little later. Once I'm done with the live session, you can see that we did identify this before it happened, and it did hit full TP. So great work to whoever caught it. Thanks for letting me know, Jay, because I wasn't following it myself. So yeah, definitely good work right there, guys, amongst everyone who caught it and who's following it. Other than that, we're still looking for these scalps here. So we got a new low here that's been not yet established, but it's pending. right there. And then we got another one right over here. So I'm still looking for this trade here. Next signal is going to be a buy signal, because currently right here we have a sell signal. So if I get a buy signal that closes, well, this needs to be established first. If this becomes established as the high, and then I get a buy signal that closes above here, then that would qualify as an entry using all three strategies. One thing that I want to be wary of is the fact that it's so close to this Asia high right here. So my TP would need to be below it. But we'll see what happens here as price continues to move sideways. So did you guys remember before I marked up the range? This is the big range right here, this high and this low right here. This is the big range, and then this is the smaller range right here. Technically, this range right here is kind of relevant, so I'm gonna delete that. The ranges that I like to follow are the ones for the specific session. So for example, 630 is right here. So this would be the high for New York session, and then this would be the low right here. These are the ranges that I want to focus on right here. What might happen here is it might create a smaller range. So right here we have the very big high, the very big low. This is the smaller high. And as price continues to consolidate within this area, then it's going to establish another low, which is completely fine. All right, so we're pretty much just waiting at this point. Let's see. Yeah, if that buy signal closes right there, there's not going to be an entry available, but it's fine because price is still ranging sideways, so it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to keep pushing up. We can probably continue just pushing sideways. All right, we got 30 seconds left on here. I'll go over to the 3-minute. Looking at the 3-minute over here, I'll draw a vertical line at 630. No entry off here. I'll put some strategies over here for the 3-minute to see whatever you guys are following. Most recent signal was a buy signal. So in order for the next signal to come, it would be a sell signal off the 3-minute. And the double entries, so right here, this might be a good sell depending on where it goes from here. So this technically right here would be an entry for a sell off the 3-minute pivot scalp, and it would also be the daily entry. So looking at this right here, let me refresh this. This is pretty much, it's still bullish, but it's not very strong. Let's see this right quick. Okay, so it's pretty much half and half. So if you guys remember in the beginning of the session, I mentioned that price is probably gonna be half, half green stocks, half red stocks, and it played out exactly how we anticipated. This right here would probably be a sell entry using the daily entry and also using the pivot scalp entry as well. Yeah, so if anyone wants to catch it, like I mentioned, it is going to be a bit risky. But this is an entry for both. Well, no, not anymore, unless it closes with that sell signal. You need to close with the sell signal intact. If it doesn't close with the sell signal, then there's not going to be an entry there. But you can see how price here is kind of just bouncing back and forth. It's not really choosing a direction at all. You guys got to be patient, wait for that candle to actually close. See if it closes. So we got about 15 seconds left on this candle right here. It's kind of a big candle, so I might want to enter it later, but I'm probably gonna wait for it to pull back a little bit before making that entry. We'll see. See if it continues to drop further. So I'm probably gonna enter this with a smaller lot size, just like let's see, not a full lot size, but smaller one because it's a bigger move. Daily plus pivot. 5 pips. See, I'm in the position, guys. I'm moving my stop loss in profit. Move my stop loss in profit right now. Gonna move it back to break, like slightly in profit. 3, 4, 6, 2, 3. And it's like pulled right back. It's gonna stop me on profit. I'm gonna wait a little bit before I move my stop loss in profit. 3, 4, 6, 2, 3. I'm gonna leave it alone for a second. So yeah, if you guys wanted to make a late entry, it came right back to the opening price. If you guys wanted to make that late entry, I'm currently waiting to move my stop loss in profit because it is bouncing around a lot. All right, so moving my stop loss in profit. It's about to hit my TP. Whack, dude. It was so close. But my stop loss is in profit, so whatever, I'm gonna let it run. And there you go, full TP. Oh my God, no freaking way, dude. My freaking spread sucks. No freaking way. This thing is so volatile. All right, there we go, full TP. All right, so I made 5. I actually took a full lot size. I was trying to change it off the depth market. I tried to change it to 1 lot, but it stayed at 10 lots. So I made full profit off of that. Great work to whoever caught it with me. I was a little bit iffy. I was kind of indecisive about taking it, but what I remembered here was that it fulfilled both the requirements, right? So you guys remembered I'm looking for double entries or triple entries right here. This fit for the daily entry. It also fit for the pivot scalp. So when I saw it there, I was like, all right, maybe I'll take it with a smaller lot size. So I tried to enter with a smaller lot size. However, the depth market doesn't change sometimes. I put it to 1, but it reverted it back to a 10 lot. So I'll send you guys the profits right now for that. But yeah, the strategy here, this is exactly what I'm looking for, guys. I'm looking for strategies that fit both requirements here. So let's see what we got over here. All right. Let's move this over here. Okay, to 3-minute US 30 daily plus pivot scalp. All right. So here we go. How much should I make off that? I think I did pretty good off that. Let me see. This is my FTMO. Hopefully my copier worked. Should have. Yes, I made about 5,000 off that trade off. Well, I have like multiple accounts, so it was good waiting for it because I didn't lose any trades this week. So it's just I added up. So I got that off my FTMO. Let me take another screenshot off my other one. Man, MT4 is lagging today. It's taking forever to get this. I got only partial profits off the other one. Volatility is just too high. So let's see what I got on my FOREX funds. Not bad. So in total today, across all my accounts, I did pretty solid. All right, so let me just post my profits real quick in the group. There goes my personal. There goes my FTMO. There goes my main FTMO. And there goes my Forex funds, MFF. So as you guys can see, it copied across all my accounts right here off my personal account, locked in a total of 126. Not bad. It's a small account. You know, it's like it's like $1,000 there. As profits off that K2 US 33-minute scalp. All right, so that looks good right there. So that's my personal account. I made 126 off that. Here's my FTMO copier. I made 3,090. It was just, you know, some slippage there because price kind of bounced around. Here's my MFF locked in 4,000, or this is my FTMO, my main one. This is the, I mean, 4,990. This is what was supposed to be copied over to here, but obviously, you know, because of slippage that happened. So I locked in some profit off of that. And then again, right here, my MFF. So you can see that the symbols are different. This is US 30 because just MFF. It says 100 lots, but it's really only 10 lots. So for my MFF, I locked in a total of 4,990. It matches my main account over here, where I locked in 4,990. So pretty much across these accounts. So, you know, if you add those up, this is why you guys got to be really patient with your trades. And this is why I'm very disciplined with the trade that I take. I'm only looking for winners here. So for example, here I made 4,990 plus my other account, 4,990. And then my copier, 3,090 plus my personal account, 126. Right. So with just one trade today across all my accounts, this is how much profit I made. This is why, you know, I'm very selective with the trades I take. I don't necessarily look for it like 100 trades to take a day. I look for like one good trade. I took a good lot size, and then there's my profit. So it goes to show that, you know, if you guys are patient, you guys are disciplined and wait for those perfect entries, you guys can make this much profit off just one trade across all of your accounts if you have multiple accounts. So great work to everyone here. Let me see what everyone else locked in, or let me just copy this over to the other groups real quick. And maybe this will make sense to you guys why I'm very careful about my trades. You know, you guys got to be very smart about the trades you're taking. Don't take any dumb trades. Literally wait for the perfect ones, take them, and then take full advantage of it, right? You know, a lot of people here are too focused on taking like 20, 50 trades a day, where in reality, you can just take one good trade with a decent lot size and, you know, make a killing off that. So, yeah, I mean, great work to everyone here. Let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. So scrolling up real quick, Brian over here locked in a total of 11,373. Great work, Brian, right there. And it's okay to take a lot of trades, right? Like if you're okay with that type of risk and you're able to be consistent, even with all those trades, Brian here takes like, you know, 10, 20 trades a day, but he hits them all. It's not like he's taking, you know, bad trades, like he's taking risky stuff. He still stays disciplined to the trades that he's taking. It's just that me and him trade differently, right? He trades more in volume and he's on the chart more often. I'm on the chart like for an hour a day, and I'm just looking for like one or two good trades. So great work right here. Brian locked me 11,000 here. Nice work. Dell over here locked in a total of 1,293, all wins, no losses. Great work, Dell. So as you guys can see, if you can find consistency in a lot of trades or find consistency with a few trades, that's all that matters. Just, you know, your main goal should be to avoid losses. Dell here, Dell said he was done. He was at 1,200 and then he took another one. He locked in a total of 1,808. He said, really, really done now. So definitely great work right there, Dell, with those trades. Narith over here sent his profits as well. Narith currently up 8,170. Nice work, Narith. Pretty much all wins here. Looks like he had a small loss above there, but pretty much for the most part, all wins. So great work right there, Narith. And then his other account right here, 8,733. All wins right here. Great work, Narith. Maddie over here as well. Maddie caught that for 768. Nice work, Maddie. Just one loss right there, but you know, everything else was a win. So great work over there, Maddie. And then his other account, 726 over here off his, this is MFF. So this is his funded account, made 726. Nice work, Maddie. We got Kenneth over here. Nice. Kenneth for the day for today's December 3rd, locked in a total of 1,321. Nice Nice way to close out the trading day. Kenneth, keep it up, bro. Maddie over here locked in a little more, locking a total of 1,156. So as you can see, this is his FTMO. So great work right there, Maddie, with the consistency. And then his MFF over here, locking a total of 1,050. So he pretty much made this in his funded account. Great work right there. DJ over here too. Nice work, DJ. Locked in a total of 1,270. Yeah, you guys have been on point. Glad to see everyone here kill it so far today. Let's see if we can find another entry as we continue on. So these highs over here, this has been invalidated. So we'll move this high over here. Hopefully we can catch maybe one more trade. But if not, I mean, no big deal, right? We're just going to be waiting. So this right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If this closes below, and it didn't close, or it did close below right here, it's a bit of a risky trade. I don't know if I would take it because it's such a big candle. It's going to have to retrace up a little bit. But technically, this would be an entry off this 1 minute over here. Yeah, it's too big of a candle, so I think it's a bit risky to take. Yeah, I'm not going to take it, obviously. It's too late anyways. Yeah, it's way too risky. You can see right there, just shot right back up. So as you can see right here, when a candle is so big like this, I usually don't take it. I just wait for it to pull back a little bit. And then if it comes back down, then maybe I'll take it for a late entry. But a candle so big like this is due for, some retracement almost every time. And you can see it's probably going to come right back down. So this candle right here was about an 800 pip candle. And you can see it's coming right back down right now. But it's just too risky. It's not one that I would necessarily want to take because it's going to have to pull back. It usually pulls back like halfway, about 500 pips, and then from there it just swings right back down. But there's no guarantee it's going to swing back down. It can just swing right back up. Yeah, no, exactly. Maddie said risky, wanted to hop in, but candle was OD. No, exactly. Way too big, bro. So yeah, for our next mentoring session, guys, I'm probably gonna have it next Monday. I'll go over this stuff and I'll explain to you guys, exactly what is what I look for. Because I mean, there's a lot of different confluences that I look for. There's a lot of red flags that I look for as well. Two of the main red flags are the big candles and also the session high lows. So that's stuff that you guys want to be aware and be cognizant of when you guys are entering these trades, especially right here. Like I wouldn't want to take any trades here because it's at the previous session, pretty much the London high right here. Usually when price gets close to these points, you see a lot of price manipulation because a lot of people know that this is the session high low, and a lot of people are betting on price to either go up or go down from this point. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else right here. Rav said, "LO, we're not meant to take that on Friday." Yeah, no, I agree. Rav, so for the daily, I wouldn't take the 10-minute daily. The 3-minute daily is okay because it's a smaller move. It's only 500 pips. But no, you're right. Today's a risky day. It's not a day to take risky trades like that. However, it looked like such a great trade, and that's why I took it because it lined up with the two strategies here, and it also was far enough from the London high over here that I decided to take it. But you can see that now price is right next to the London high, and now it's having trouble breaking past it, right? Which is normal. It's what we anticipated. But since it was like out here, that's why I took it. But no, you're right. It was a risky trade, not one that I would normally take. See if there's anything else over here. Yeah, Jonathan said quality over quantity, always. Definitely. Sam said, amazing patience, Sean. I know you didn't really take any trades during the live this week, and you took one trade today, made 5K. No, exactly, Sam. And that's key, right? So as long as you guys don't lose trades and you guys are able to lock in, wins here and there, those wins are going to add up. So I had wins from Monday that we did on the live, and then we had wins on Friday or today, that we took on the live. I didn't take any trades on the live on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. So pretty much it's just wins for Monday and Friday combined. And it's all about discipline, guys. So keep the discipline up and just wait for those perfect entries. So other than that, let's see if there's anything else right here. Nothing at this point. We got a signal over here off the 1 minute. I'm going to go ahead and draw some more lines over here. We got one right here, pending high. So no entry off this. The high just got pushed higher right there. And it just keeps getting pushed higher and higher. So nothing off the 3 minute, nothing off the 10 minute. I mean, the 1 minute, going to this 10 minute over here. Let's see if there's any zones around this area. So we got a zone right over here. Right over here. Right over here. Oh, crap. Right over here, and then one right over here. So that's all that's really necessary right now. Price is not really touching anything else. So technically, there was a snipe entry that was available right here for a sell. I mean, obviously you can see right there, there's a snipe entry off the sell signal, the sell candle right here, because it rejected off the green pivot, off the structure. It was a sell signal for a sell right there. However, actually, no, it's not that bad because it was below, it was before reaching the London high over here. So this actually hit full TP for whoever caught the snipe. Other than that, there's no other snipes that are available right now. There's actually another one that was right here, the following candle after it. So there's an entry off this sell signal right here. Again, this following candle, there was another one, but it's not one that I would take because it's at the it was at the London high. However, it did push down and then hit TP already. So those trades are done with. Looking over here at the daily, this is the daily that we wouldn't take today, Rav, because of the because it's Friday and the market's, you know, it's probably gonna close. It's not open for the full day, so you don't really have the entire day to take the trade. But if you were to take the daily here, the daily is technically a sell right now, and it's still currently running. I wouldn't recommend taking it because it's too late. And the thing is, you don't want to be holding on to this position too long. It's close to market close and you're still in position. Because if you're on a funded account on FTMO, you can't be holding trades over the weekend unless it is a swing trading account. So no entries off these here. We got the high right here. You can see prices starting to gap, right? When you see gaps like this in the market, you definitely want to be careful because it just indicates that there's an increased volatility and there's a lot of slippage going on with regard to market data. It's usually broker side, but currency.com usually doesn't have gaps like that. So if they're having data issues, usually this would happen if this candle closed and just spiked down right away. Like for example, it just closed right here and then all of a sudden just spiked down without any without giving it any time for the data to process it. So with this volatility right here, you guys want to be careful because you might get caught in slippage. So say, for example, if you're in a buy, right, and your stop loss is down here, if there's slippage and price is moving too fast and it gaps like it did right there, it can pass right past your stop loss and continue to drop further. So this might be a hint to take it easy and maybe not take any more trades. I will be looking for trades, but I'm going to be cautious with anything that I decide to take at this point. So this technically right here would be a high-low scalp. I don't think I will be taking it. I was too late. It moved too fast. It already hit TP. So as you guys can see, the volatility is really high. Like we didn't even see that thing drop. It literally dropped as soon as I said it. I said, this is a high-low scalp. And then a second later, it already hit full TP. So you guys want to be a bit careful trading at this point because volatility is super high and you might get caught in some slippage. Like for example, here, if you didn't pull out of that position right away, you would have been caught in this heavy drawdown right here. So you guys definitely want to be careful. If you guys are deciding to take any trades, I think I'm done for the day. I'm happy with my profits. You guys saw like what I locked in for the day. You know, my total profits for the day are 13,196. So I'm not really inclined to take anything risky. I'm just going to be chilling for the most part. If you guys have questions, drop any of your questions in the chat. I can answer whatever you guys need help with. Keep in mind, we're going to be having a mentoring session next week. I'm going to try to have those mentoring sessions once a week so that I can help you guys with anything that you guys have issues with, especially with, the market changing and us entering a new year. Market conditions are going to change again. It always changes at the beginning of the year. So, having those mentoring sessions every week are going to help you guys stay on top of the game with regard to, the change in market conditions, because a lot of you guys don't know how to adjust to different seasons. And as we move from the holiday season to the brand new year, you're going to see a lot of volatility. Something to keep in mind is that the market is usually bullish from New Year up until maybe February, because the market always wants to start the year strong. So that's usually the bias, and it's fine because we'll be analyzing the bias every day anyways. Oh, and like one thing that I want to remind you guys is, someone brought this up to me the other day. You guys know that I analyze the markets every single day. So if you guys ever want to back test a strategy and you guys run into a loss when back testing, you can just go to the YouTube channel and you can pull up the live session from that day to see what the conditions were like. Because I know you can't back test fundamentals or retail bias or retail sentiment. So if you guys ever need to go back and look at it, just go back to the date of that trading day and review my analysis, and then you can see reasons why your back test might have not played out as you would have expected, or if there was something going on that day in the market that could have thrown off your trades. So it's all available to you guys, and I started to realize how valuable these live sessions are, because it pretty much documents how the market is moving, how we analyze it for the day. So I'm probably going to keep that for just the members at some point. Maybe at the end of the year, I'll just move all those videos to private, and then I'll just have them available for you guys so that you guys can make use of them. Because the thing is, you can pull up like the live session from December 3rd of last year and see how the market is moving. And then odds are the market's probably going to be moving the same way a year later. So it makes it gives you guys a huge edge in the market, because you guys can see exactly how the market move, because I fully analyze the market every single morning. Other than that, I don't really see anything else for us to take here. Otherwise, let's see, mark that up right there. So here's a high, here's a low. Not really much else to look at here. So I'll probably be on the session for like another 20 minutes or so, probably until like 7:30. And then at that point, I'll probably just be logging off, because I don't want to force myself to FOMO into any of these trades when I'm already satisfied with the profits that I made for the day. So if you guys have any other questions, drop your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we'll keep looking for trades. I don't really see anything else coming up right here. Price is going to a range at this point. So with price going to a range at this point, it will likely break out one way or the other. So let's see, this low right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's 4 candles, so it hasn't been established yet. This is still a pending low. This is still a pending high. There's only been 2 candles after this high. So we need about 5 candles until we can confirm that it is the established high and the established low. Going over to the 3-minute over here, nothing really available. It finally broke past the London high over here. And as you can see, price dropped where it was supposed to go, right? Dropped a bit lower. Going over to the snipes over here. No entry off the snipe. I mean, it's really close, but it's not really touching the green pivot right there. So I wouldn't consider that an entry off the snipe, not yet. Going back to the 1-minute, price is coming right back up, which is fine. See what happens here. If this ends up pushing higher, I think it's going to stay within this range though. Personally, I think it's going to stay within this range. If it breaks above it, it's fine. It's just going to push it up a little higher, and then that'll be the next pending high. But from my from the way that the market looks right here, it looks like it's going to stay within this range until it's ready to break outside. Yeah, Maddie said probably going to bounce around the sessions. Yeah, I agree. It'll probably come up and validate that high and then come right back down. But you guys can see that the range here is now consolidating sideways. And you can see right there that price broke above it. If it closes above it, then technically this would be a high-low entry for a buy. I'm going to try to measure to see how big this candle is right here. This candle is about 400 pips, so it's not a huge candle. It technically would be an entry, but it's going to be against the fundamentals because I think fundamentals are currently red right now. Yeah, they are. So they're not really strong on the sell side, but it is red. However, this would technically be an entry for a buy scalp right there. For whoever's looking to take it, I'm not going to take this trade here. I'm not really looking to take anything else at this moment, especially with how far it dropped like that. It's like it's against the trend and it's against fundamentals. So it's not one that I would necessarily want to take. It's probably going to hit, but you know, I would consider this a very risky. There you go. Would have hit CP right there. All right, Professor, we'll see you next weekend. Professor's done for the week. So definitely we'll see you on market open. Full TP off this. You know, like I mentioned, it was probably gonna hit full TP and it did. It's just too risky because there's so many red flags. It's against the trend meter, it's against the pivots, it's against the fundamentals. But the thing is, like, it's such a small move. It's only 100 pips where it can easily push up and hit TP, but it's not a risk that I was willing to take. But yeah, hit full TP. So as you guys can see, the strategy works perfectly fine. Like there's nothing wrong with the strategies here. Strategies are they're still working as if like the market is not moving like any different at all. It's just, you know, like I mentioned before, I'm waiting for those perfect entries. That wasn't a perfect entry for me. So it's not one that I would necessarily want to take. If price goes back into a range and then it swings back down, then yeah, I'll take it for a sell. But I would need a sell signal to confirm all of these three strategies off that one entry. Because what I would plan to do is I'd probably want to increase my lot size a bit to take those trades there. All right, the price is pushing up higher. Still hasn't broken past its high right here, but it's been pretty overextended at this point. So if price does break above here, it's going to be another high-low entry. But I think this is going to be considered a very risky high-low entry. And the reason for that is because price has been pushing up so high right here and it hasn't even pulled back yet. So it's like it's due for some sort of pullback before it continues to push up higher. And there we go. There goes a pullback that we were anticipating. Let's see, we got another horizontal line right here. All right, pretty much just waiting for the most part. If you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to ask away. It's 7:20 right now, so I'll probably be on for another 10 minutes or so. Let's see. Henry said on the last buy, was the entry below the yellow and red lines? On the last buy, was the entry below the yellow and red lines? So that would not be an entry since it was below the lines. Sorry, Henry, I'm a bit confused with your question there because you asked if it was an entry and you're asking if it wasn't. Let me see if I go back to that over here. So this was an entry over here because, or let me see. Let me move this down again over here. So we had 1, 2, 3. Yeah, actually, you're right, Henry. That wouldn't have been entry because it invalidated this high right here. So you're right. That would have been entry. It was, when we were following it live, it looked like it was 5 candles already because we were following it this way, and it looked like it was 5 candles, but it was only 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This would have been the 5th candle. So yeah, this technically wouldn't be an entry for the high-low scalp. It would have been if there was another candle in between, but 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, it wouldn't have qualified because it didn't establish it as a high. So you're right with that, Henry. And that's another reason why I wouldn't have taken the trade as well. I mean, there's a lot of different reasons why I wouldn't have taken that trade, but you know, more and more just keep adding on. So yeah, you're spot on with that, Henry. Thanks for clearing that up. So a lot of people might have caught that and didn't realize that you know, the high wasn't established, and that's why the high over here disappeared. So there was a high here prior, and then it disappeared because it wasn't established. Looking at this over here, let's see. So this candle right here is the high. 1, 2, 3. It's 3 candles right there. I was hoping we get the sell signal like where it's breaking a low, but it doesn't look like we're going to get it from that point. Technically, this would be an entry using the pivot scalp because it's below the pivots, but I wouldn't take it because it's right at the London high. So you can see how it just rejects off and comes right back up. Actually, the sell signal didn't even close. So that wouldn't have even been an entry there. Here goes a new low right there. All right. So looking at this right here, you can see the range is getting tighter and tighter. If we get a sell signal that, well, I need this to establish first. I need this low to be established. If it establishes and we get a sell signal that closes below here, then I would take that for a sell entry because that would line up with all of the strategies here that we're looking at. Right, but this needs to establish. So we need about, so I'll see on this live session a little longer, like maybe a couple more minutes, like another 10 minutes or so to see if this here closes. If it doesn't close, then I'll probably just be calling it a session because I don't want to trade too far into the session. But yeah, basically right here, we have 2 candles. We need about 3 more. And then if it ends up closing below here with a sell signal, you know, you got to keep that in mind. It has to close below here with a sell signal. Then I will take the trade. So I'm giving you guys a heads up right now. A lot of people complain about me taking trades and not telling you guys what's going to happen. I'm telling you guys right now, this is what's going to happen. If this closes here with the sell signal below here, so here's the first step. We need 5 candles to go this way, right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once we get 5 candles this way, it's going to establish this as a low. Once this establishes it as a low, I'm going to be looking for it to close below here. So if it closes below here, this will provide an entry using the high-low scalp. If we get a sell signal, it's going to close below these pivots. So it's going to be an entry using the pivot scalp strategy as well. And if it closes below here with the red signal and the trend meter is red, it's going to be an entry for an intraday. So all 3 strategies here line up all together. If they all line up together, then I'm going to be taking that trade. But it would need to close below here. If it keeps pushing up higher, then that's fine. It's cool because I'm not really looking for a buy right now anyways. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this closes above here, then this would be an entry using a high-low scalp, but it's only one strategy. So it's not one that I would want to take because the probability of that hitting is not very high. It'll probably hit, but you know, the probability for that is not very high. So it's not one that I'm going to be risking to take. So this candle right here is closing in about 10 seconds. When it closes, I will move this higher. So let's see, we got about 1 second. There you go. And it closed right there. So this would be an entry using a high-low scalp for a buy, but it's not one that I'm going to take because everything is pointing towards the downside. We have price below the pivots. We have the trend meter red. We have fundamentals still red. It's not necessarily one that I want to take, and that's exactly why I wouldn't have taken that buy there, right? So hopefully you guys are understanding this, with my risk analysis, because I'm analyzing the risk here. The bias is still a sell, so I'm looking to take a sell at this point. If I see any buy entries, regardless of like whatever comes up, I wouldn't want to take it because it's only one strategy. If we have 2 or 3 that line up, then maybe, but right here, it's definitely not one that I'm looking to take. So hopefully nobody took that trade. You guys listened to my analysis there. And I'm still waiting for this sell to come below here. It's 6:25 right now, so I'll sit on this live session for a little longer, about 5 more minutes, If you guys have questions, drop them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll be looking for this to possibly close below this point. One thing that I want to make sure is that it's not a huge candle. This is a huge candle right here, so it's going to be due for some sort of retracement. But at this point, if this closes below this point, then the trade that I've been waiting for this entire time will finally come up. Let's see. So still bouncing around there. If we get an invalid sell, then it's just going to screw up the whole analysis, and there's not going to be an entry that's available off here. All right. So I'll hang on for a little bit. You know, if we get an invalid sell signal, then that's pretty much it for the session, because that's exactly what we'd be looking for, and wouldn't have came up at that point. But you guys can see the volatility right here, right? These are huge candles. They're moving back and forth. Each candle right here is about, 500, 600 pips. The reason why I don't want to take trades when these huge candles are coming up is because their stop loss is going to be 300 pips. If your stop loss is 300 pips, it's going to be easy for you to get stopped out. And especially when there's no direction, well, no clear direction that's set, it just makes things a whole lot riskier. All right, we're waiting for it to come down. But as you guys can see, the market is it's back into a range. It's consolidating within this area. Basically, the market makers in this situation are pretty much just loading up trades and identifying where majority of traders are sitting. If there's more traders on the long side, they'll drop price down. If there's more traders on the short side, they'll shoot price up. This is why you guys don't want to get caught in these traps here. You guys want to wait for those full confirmations before you enter anything. At this point, you can see that this high here has been invalidated. So as it pushes up higher, this is going to be the new high. Other than that, I think that's it for right now. Professor over here locked in a total of 2,000 for the day. Nice work, Professor. So he took the sell that we took earlier as well, locked in a total of 2,000 for the day. So we close out the day strong. And I think Professor's done for the day as well. He did say that he was logging off and to see us back here next week. All right, guys, so I think that's it. We're probably gonna wrap this up right now. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out through email or Telegram. Reason why I'm logging off is because the market is starting to move kind of funky now. I'm not trying to trade in this market where it's, well, I wasn't trying to trade today at all, but the perfect entry did come out. But yeah, Maddie, so Maddie's out too. He's gonna see me at 10. Gonna get a haircut from Maddie. Gonna go visit my mom. Yep, it's a good Friday, man. Good profit. Closing out the week strong, no losses. But yeah, guys. Yeah, Maddie said time to head to the barbershop. Yeah, so Maddie's gonna go to work now after making all that profit this morning. I wouldn't be surprised if Maddie quits this barbershop sometime soon. But yeah, no, definitely, Maddie. I'll see you in a little bit. Other than that, let's see if there's anything else over here. I think that's it right now. So yeah, guys, I think that's it for this session. If you guys have questions, feel free to reach out through Telegram or email. Nice. Let's see. D said it's 693 profit today. Great Friday. Looking forward to next week. Nice work, D. D's been like super patient. If you guys have seen D's profits, D's literally been waiting with us during these live sessions. Like if you look at D here, so yeah, pretty much D, D's been super consistent, right? So D, she's been waiting literally for every single trade. Yesterday, she waited for that one buy. She locked in 381. The day before that, on the first, she locked in, 663 off that. She just waits for perfect trades, just like me. 554 off here. So as you guys can see, all of these trades here, they're all wins because D's super consistent, right? You guys that's your guys' goal. You guys got to be consistent like D over here. Where literally she'll be waiting for those perfect entries. When she gets them, she takes them and they, capitalize on them completely. So as you guys can see, all of these profits this entire week, no losses, just like me, because we're waiting for those perfect entries. Yeah, D said it's the number one thing I had to work on. Now that I have that down, I'm good. No, 100%. And that's a lot of people's problems, right? I see a lot of people in K2 that do really well in the beginning because they're really focused and excited about the trades. But what happens is a lot of people get too greedy, right? And it's the problem with everyone else. Everyone has the same problem where they get too greedy. they revenge trade, they overtrade, over leverage, stuff like that. But D's been with K2 for a while now. Now that she's finally got the stuff down and she understands, analyzing risk and analyzing risky trades, she's pretty much on point. So that's for everyone here, and I hope everyone gets to that point. But yeah, okay, let's just wait for one more trade here. Rav said sell coming. Yeah, I did see the sell here, Rav. If this closes an invalid signal, then I'll be logging off. Or if it doesn't close at all, I'll be logging off, because this low right here would still need to be established, and it would still need to close below here. But something that you want to keep in mind, Rav, is that the London high is right here. So you actually want price to close way down here to take that entry. If this closes below here, I'm not going to take the trade. Let's see how this closes shortly. Nice. Yeah, and D said my first week, no losses, actually, definitely. So D's been going like 2 weeks straight, no losses. So that's amazing. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If this closes with the sell signal, yeah, Rab. So unfortunately, this closed with the sell signal right here. It didn't reach the low here, so it didn't classify as an entry for the high-low scalp. Technically, this would be an entry for both the pivot scalp and the intraday. So this technically here, if you just apply both the strategies there, that would still be a full TP. Applying the pivot scalp and the intraday, it didn't fill for the high-low scalp, but it did fill for the intraday and pivot scalp. So I don't know if you caught that, Rab, but if you did, great work. Otherwise, I think I'm done for the day. So if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out through email or Telegram. I will be busy in the next 3 hours. So if you guys do have questions, I'll respond to you once I'm back from my meeting with Maddie. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning. Have a great weekend and be safe. If you guys do decide to trade for the rest of NFP, make sure to manage your risk properly, use a proper lot size, and always remember to move your stop loss and profit when you guys can. Today's a very risky day to trade, and it's not a day to take dumb trades. Make sure to take trades that are like you're very positive they're going to hit, because if not, then you might get caught with the short end of the stick. So otherwise, guys, have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Be safe, and I'll see you guys back here on Monday